completed a video, and it took about 25 minutes, and I was going to edit it and try to maybe edit it down to about 10 minutes. And I'm going to try to do this again and go through it a lot more quickly than I did before. I'm going to try to make the same point. And it has to do, and what we're going to be discussing is the term more. Very first thing I want to do is, this is what I like to do. Let's see. I'm going to put in the term, the Moors were white. Okay, the Moors were white. Let's see. Even the Berbers and the Moors were white. Some of the Berbers quite blonde. The Moors Semitic, not black, as Will Shakespeare imagined. So Will Shakespeare had it wrong. Let's see. The Moors were white. Everybody in Italy is white. The Moors were white and didn't leave any genes behind. Okay. Okay, very good. So there are people out there that believe that the Moors were white. Let's see. The Moors were white with frost as we drove in. Let's see. On behalf of the Moors were white natives. Most of the people who governed Cordoba on behalf of the Moors were white natives who converted to Islam. The Moors were white Africans with Arabs and black influences. I hate to tell you, Batesy, the Moors were whites, Caucasoids, Berbers. The ideal that the Moors were Negroid is one of those old wives' tales. Oh, and the Moors were white. So I like this one the best. I hate to tell you, Batesy, the Moors were white, Caucasoids, Berbers. The ideal that the Moors were Negroid is one of those old wives' tales. The ideal that the Moors were Negroid is one of those old wives' tales. I hate to tell you, Batesy, the Moors were white, Caucasoid, Berbers. Okay. Now let's just get to the bottom of this right now. Let's go to Google Books. Google Books. Here we go. Google Books. And I'm going to put in the term, let's see, dictionary. And I'm going to put in the term blackamoor. Dictionary blackamoor. So that gives me a lot of dictionaries that include the term blackamoor. Now let's go through this randomly and quickly. A dictionary, the first one is a dictionary of Suffolk crest, heraldic crest of Suffolk folk families. Page 309. Let's click on it. I'm going to take out the word dictionary, so all we have left is the term blackamoor, and we're going to do a search. Here we go. No preview is available for the book, but it's gonna talks about blackamoor's head. So okay, let's go to the next one because it's not giving me a preview. A dictionary of English synonyms and synonymous or parallel terms. Okay, let's click on that one. Blackamoor. Negro, blackamoor, black man more. Blackamoor, Negro, black man more. These are synonyms. That means different words that have a synonymous or similar equivalent meaning. Synonym for the term black man was Negro, also blackamoor, blackie, or what? More. Thank you. More. Black man. Negro, blackamoor, black man, more. These words are synonymous. Negro, blackamoor, black man, more. More, black man, blackamoor, Negro, black man, more. These words are absolutely synonymous. Now let's go to the cover of this particular book, A Dictionary of English Synonyms and Synonymous Terms, Harvard College Library, from the library of W. Cameron Forbes, class of 1892. 1892. And that's just one. We're going to go through a bunch of them. Let's see. Dictionary Blackamoor. Here's another one. We're going to look at this one later. There's an actual proverb that is very prominent and commonly known in Europe. It talks about the proverb of making a blackamoor white, or to wash a blackamoor white. They're basically saying, and that proverb is basically saying that when they talk about washing a blackamoor white, you're basically trying to say you're trying to turn a dog into a cat, or trying to pretend like a cat is a dog, or something similar to that, is what they're trying to say. That's a proverb that was frequently used in Europe for people that were trying to basically whitewash something or misrepresent it. White people came up with that phrase, and it's very common. If you do a search on that phrase, to wash the blackamoor white, you'll find that it's very, very Dictionary of Proverbs. Now, let's go to Encyclopedia Heraldry, or Complete Dictionary of Heraldry. Let's see, a General Dictionary of the English Language. Let's go to this one. Black, a black color, mourning a blackamoor. Blackamoor, definition, a Negro. Blackmoor, moor, a Negro. In the same dictionary, let's take the term black off. And let's just look at the term moor. What do we get? Moor, a Negro, a blackamoor. Totally different book. These terms are synonymous. Moor, Negro, blackamoor, black man. Synonymous terms. The term moor never included white people. So let's look at some more reference sources. Let's see. A dictionary of pub names. Well, just for kicks, let's look at that. Blackamoor. Also blackamoor head. This word appeared in the 16th century and simply meant a blackmoor, or generally a Negro or dark-skinned person. The reasons for its use is discussed that black boy. The Shakespeare Name Dictionary, page 107. Blackamoor. A black-skinned Moor, or any black-skinned person. The word perhaps distinguished the darker of the mixed races of the Moors, but was more... The word perhaps distinguished the darker of the mixed races of the Moors, but was more often probably a synonym for Negro. It seems to have evolved from Blackmoor. Let's see. A French and English dictionary. These are totally different books. Blackamoor, a Negro. And then they reference that proverb to wash a blackamoor white, which is what the Eurocentrists are trying to do to this day. Literally. Literally. Here's another one from 1789. A blackamoor, what does it say? A Negro. Let's look up the term Negro. Under the term Negro, what does it say? A blackamoor. That's what it says. Negro, a blackamoor. Now let's look up the term Moor. What does it say? A Negro, a blackamoor. How much more proof do you people need? Oh, by the way, let's do this. Because we always have our detractors who want to pretend like they actually know something, but will not take the time to actually learn something. My catchphrase is learn something first, then teach something. We all have a lot to learn, and I learn something every single freaking day of my life. I learn a lot from my viewers who make comments. I get a lot of personal emails from many of them. They point me in the direction of many truths that in some cases I did not know. And I research it for my own edification. Sometimes I might make a video about it. I might just do it for my own edification. I learn a lot from other people. There's no one that can't teach me something. And we should all have that same attitude. A complete dictionary of the English language, both regard to sound and meaning. And as we saw, you look up the term Negro. Why is this thing not responding? Oh my God. Blackamoor says a synonym for blackamoor is a Negro. Synonym for the word black is a blackamoor. And if I type in the word Negro, what do we get? A blackmoor. Thank you. So let's just look at a couple more and we'll be done. And here goes that proverb again. One cannot wash a blackamoor white. Okay. This is from 1760. A new general English dictionary under the term blackamoor, what do we get? There is another reference to that common European proverb, washing a blackamoor white. How ironic. They meant it as a proverb, but that's literally what people are trying to do. The term moor sometimes means a person of a natural black colored skin, and sometimes a large heath, common or waste ground where nothing but turf or other vegetables grow without cultivation. That would be a totally different word. So what we have is what's called a homograph here. That would be two words that have the identical spelling but with two different meanings. So we have the moor that is referred to as a large heath or common or waste ground where nothing but turf or other vegetables grow without cultivation, and then the word moor meaning a person of a natural black colored skin.